Well, there we have it. 1,000 subscribers. I'm a little bit speechless. I don't really know what to say, but thank you so much to everyone that subscribed. It means a lot to me that you are interested in what I do. So yeah, thank you. There's nothing else I can think of to say other than just thank you so much. It's amazing. But yeah, so I was thinking what I could do in celebration of this. Came up with some mad ideas and thought, nah, that's ridiculous, this is an art channel. So I decided to do some artwork for you, and originally I was going to do something that meant a lot to me, and that was a portrait of Cloud Strife from the video game Final Fantasy VII, because that's a game that I've been playing since 1997, so 25 years, and yeah, but I thought, well, I've done Cloud a lot. So I decided to do a portrait I wanted to do for a long time, and that is of Jinx from the series Arcane. So Arcane was based on a game called League of Legends. Now, I've never played that, but the art style is absolutely incredible, which is why I watched it. So if you haven't seen Arcane, go and check it out. It's just absolutely amazing. The visuals are just fantastic, so I highly recommend that. So I did this piece. I did it in alcohol markers. It was supposed to be mixed media, and it is actually mixed media. There is Posca in it, and there's Signo white gel pen, but there was a lot less Posca in it than I had intended, because when I finished the alcohol marker part, it looked finished, and I wasn't going to start attacking it with Poscas and overworking it. So I just went and I put in the Posca is black, and yeah, obviously the white highlights and the outline are in the gel pen. Oh, and the black liner I used was a Unipin fine line brush, which is a fantastic brush. Highly recommend that one. The paper I used was Art Gecko Freestyle, which is designed for Posca, so I use it for paint markers all the time, and it's amazing. But I couldn't find the paper I would use for alcohol markers, so I thought I'd have a look online, because I have this Art Gecko Freestyle, but I wasn't sure what it was made of. So I had a look on Amazon, and it said that it was a hybrid between marker paper and Bristol board, and I thought, perfect. What could be more perfect than two papers that are great for a medium mixed together? It's going to be even better. I was wrong. Unfortunately, the Art Gecko Freestyle is too smooth for alcohol markers, and this stopped them from drying quickly, and stopped the paper. Well, they wouldn't absorb into the paper. So, although once dried they look great, there are problem areas with the piece where the alcohol was pulled, alcohol markers have pulled. So in the darker areas you can see splotches, so maybe don't look at it too close. But because of this, it nearly went in the bin several times, but I persevered and we got there. So yeah, I'm really happy with it, and I'm feeling quite emotional. The piece is in front of me. For the simple reason that I hate everything that I do, and when I finished this, I couldn't believe how it turned out. I'm so happy with it. I think it turned out so well. Yeah, very, very happy with this piece. But anyway, that's enough of me rambling about that. I thought I'd do a little Q&A, and I put out a call to arms on my social media accounts. I did one on YouTube on the community tab, and I did one on stories on Instagram. We got a whole 5 questions from 4 people, so thanks guys. I'm going to supplement these questions with some I found online as well, and we'll have a few minutes of some me rambling on about some other bits. So the first question I got was on YouTube from Annie Claxton, and Annie asked, which creative medium or technique would you like to explore which you haven't tried yet? So the medium that I'd like to try is pan pastels. I don't really like soft pastels, however these look absolutely amazing to backgrounds. So when it is the next Black Friday sale, that's it I was trying to think of, the Black Friday sales when they come up, I may see if I can get some in the sale there, or I'll have a look out after Christmas in the New Year / after Christmas sales. Technique wise, I really want to try lino printing. Now, I'd be lying if I said I hadn't done this. I did this in school once, and I did this in art school once. But I've not done it for 20 years, so I will pretend I've never done it. I'm certainly no good at it, but I have a set that I bought me after Christmas sale last year that I've been meaning to try. So that'll be a video one day. It'll probably be 20 minutes of me stabbing myself and then smearing my own blood across the artwork. The next question I have is from Sand Bucket. Have you ever done or considered using digital drawing software? Yes and yes. So I've dabbled in digital art on and off for probably 20 years. Originally I bought a Wacom tablet, but I hated it, couldn't get on with it. And then more recently, I think end of last year or this year, I bought a Curion tablet. I also hated that. So I went out and I bought an iPad. So now I use Procreate. I'm not great at it, I must admit. I wish I was better. But whenever you see all my YouTube thumbnails, anything past January is created in Procreate. And I have dabbled in actual artwork as well, but not enough. So my goal for this year, or one of my art goals for this year, was to learn digital art. I can say I have learnt it, but not in any great depth. So I think maybe next year's goal will be to maybe take some Skillshare classes and learn how to do some proper artwork rather than just dabbling in the same 3 techniques that I learned at the beginning of the year. And then Troy Palmer asks, have you ever gone to art school or studied art? So I've kind of already answered this, but yes. In the UK we have GCSE and A-level qualifications, and they are your compulsory education qualifications. So I did those, and then when arts both, I should say. GCSE art and A-level art, and then I went on to study art at the Hitchin Centre for Arts, which sadly no longer exists anymore. They bulldozed the building and put some flats on it, which was really sad. I just have quite a lot of fond memories of going there, particularly of I don't know if this is a fond memory, but I particularly remember the corridors smelling of weed, so that's nice. I think it was kind of absorbed into the main college, but I'm not really sure. And now, so that's my YouTube questions. Thank you guys. So going on to Instagram, so I have 2 questions from Dave Illustrations. So if I can just find them. So Dave asks, if you could use one art medium, what would you choose and why? Now, being a mixed media artist, that's a really tough question to answer, but I guess it would probably be Posca or any other sort of paint marker, because I like to use liners with all my work. But you know, if I chose watercolour, I just have to use watercolour, or if I choose gouache, I just have to use gouache, or blah blah. So anyway, because paint markers come in various sizes, you can use them as liners and for block colour and blending, so I'd have to go for them. And secondly, David asked, could you name a couple of underrated YouTube art accounts that you follow? Yes. So, just want to give a shout out and tell all you guys to follow Annie Claxton, Emily Arts, Just Johnny Creations, and Gabby Sheepdolls. There's so many others that I can name, but I'm a little bit overwhelmed right now, and I can't think of anyone off the top of my head, but those guys deserve a lot more follows, so I'm going to link them below for you to check out. Okay, so that's all the questions that I've been sent, so thank you guys for sending those. Now I found some this article, 38 artist interview questions. I'm not reading them on because a lot of them aren't really relevant to this video, but so here we go. Who are your biggest artistic influences? I don't really have big artistic influences from famous artists, I guess. I was really into Pre-Raphaelite art when I was at school, and I still like the Pre-Raphaelite art, but I think I'm more influenced by my peers. I find art community online a lot more inspirational to me. So yeah, I think I take little bits from it. Never copy anybody. Obviously, you should always find your own way, but you know, I like to take influence from what people are doing around me. I find that really a lot more helpful. Tell me about your favourite medium. I don't have a favourite medium. I like quite a lot of mediums. I like paint markers. I'm really into watercolours at the moment. It used to be graphite. I just do. I use so many mediums. There isn't one favourite one. And I'll go through stages of using one over another, and then I'll switch to something else. And it's there isn't one. Where do you find inspiration? Pop culture. I think a lot of the time you can maybe tell what I'm listening to or what I'm watching because of the portraits that I do. You can tell if I've really been into a Marvel film or like Avengers, because I generally draw Iron Man quite a lot. I did a portrait of Loki last year. So yeah, I'm very influenced in sort of like what I've been watching and stuff at the time. So you'll see me do quite a lot of portraits of Lady Gaga because I'm always listening to her. When I was watching Supernatural, I did loads of Supernatural fan art, and yeah, anything really. And when I do landscapes, it's always desert. So it's like pop culture, things I'm into, just the things around me, basically. Okay, what is your favourite time of day to create? My favourite time of day to create is probably evenings. I work during the day, unfortunately, not in an art job. So I tend to make art after my daughter's gone to bed, so I get, if I'm lucky, a couple of hours in the evening. I sacrifice sleep. I don't go to bed early enough, because if I did, I wouldn't get any art done. What motivates you to create? I want to make art my full-time job because I enjoy it, and I don't enjoy getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work, quite frankly, because I go to bed at 11. So yeah, there's that. I want to be a full-time artist and YouTuber. How do you define success as an artist? I don't know. For me, success as an artist would be to at least be making a partial income from it, if not full-time income. I think if I could supplement my income from my day job enough to cut my hours back to maybe 3 days a week, I would probably define that as success for me. How does art help you in other areas of your life? I think it's a distraction. I was recently diagnosed with ADHD at 39 years old. Art, because I can hyper focus on art, it blocks out all the distractions that are around me that normally stop me doing things. So by being able to hyper focus on something, it just gives me that time out. People can talk to me when I'm in hyper focus, and although I hear them, I just don't respond. My brain doesn't make that connection that I should be answering them. So I think it helps me dissociate from things that are bothering me, I guess. How do you develop your art skills? Practice, looking what other people are doing, and more practice. I spend a lot of time looking at Pinterest, at people who do similar things to me, to see how they've done it. I find that really useful, sometimes more useful than a tutorial. Like I said before, like, you should never copy someone else, but that doesn't mean you can't use someone else's work to learn from. So I do study how other people shade, how other people paint, how other people do their line work, and I take it all in, and that helps me develop as an artist. What is the purpose or goal of your work? Like I said before, it is to earn money and to relax. What art trend inspire your current work? Well, I'm currently doing Inktober, as I'm sure you've guessed by the daily videos I've been putting out. Yeah, so I think currently I'm using a lot of ink, more ink than I would normally use, although I do line work and everything. My Inktober pieces are more line work heavy. And that is obviously inspired directly from the Inktober challenge. So how has your challenge changed over time? Challenge? I'm tired now. How has your style changed over time? So I started drawing properly when I was about 8, and then I started doing portraits around 11, and by 16 I was doing photorealism. I find photorealism to be uninspiring and a massive source of art block, although I did that up until 2016. And then I just basically stopped making art because I just had, I'd had art block for years, which I blame on mental health probably, and not being happy with my creative process. And that's not to say that photorealism isn't creative, but for me, I don't feel, for me as an artist, it is making the most of my creativity. So now I've basically been moving away. I guess my style is just more, I don't know, you tell me in the comments below how you would define my style now. I would say it's all over the place. Do you have a network of other artists, and how do they support you? Yes, I don't know any artists in real life, but I have a lot of art friends online, and we support each other by we just chatting and sharing and liking each other's posts, and just generally, I think, you know, interacting with other artists is enough support in itself without anything else. So, you know, it's great to have friends who's going to support you and have, you know, like-minded interest. So let's go for one more question, because I'm worried this video is getting too long. Are you currently employed elsewhere? Yes, I am I'm a quality control technician. I guess that's my official title. Senior quality control technician, I should get that in there. I work for a pharmaceutical company, and we make medicines or vaccines for animals. Now, that sounds like a really worthy job, and it is. However, I'd rather be making art. So yeah, maybe one day when I get to 10,000, maybe I can give up work, who knows, or 100,000, let's get there. So yeah, that is, oh my god, I've been battling on for 18 minutes. So anyway guys, thank you so much for following me, it means so much to me. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're watching this and you're not already subscribed, you know what to do, hit that subscribe button. Come on, let's get these numbers up. I'm going to leave a link below to all the artists that I recommended. There'll be links below to all my social media accounts. And yeah, once again, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again soon.